just doing the usual check your earphones test. No, not really. I can't tell if the things, there's no green bar moving at the bottom. Hang on, I'm going to have to be loud for a sec. So, my bad if this hurts. Hello. Okay, it works. Sorry. Didn't mean to do that so loud. Okay. So, what have I been up to? Yeah, a fair bit. And so I've been away from making any vlogs of any kind or doing any sort of videos of interest. I've had a lot on my plate of late. First important thing is I'm making a career change. So some things have happened. I won't go into details because that's my personal stuff and I don't particularly want to. And it's my choice to share information or not, and I don't believe that I want to. I don't believe that there's any reason for people to understand my choices and why I make them sometimes, but know that I'm burned out from nursing pretty much. I've done nursing for about 6 years. I did caring for 2, so I was in the health industry for 8 years, and I'm ready for a change. I'm ready to do something else. And for people that know me, it wouldn't come as a great surprise because I've talked about it a lot. I've talked about going on the mines, which might happen in the future, but won't happen anytime soon. And there's reasons for that. So I'm focused on getting my HR truck license. So that is new to me, and I'm learning that skill. I've done 2 lessons. So far, I'm able to go up in the gears okay. Haven't mastered going down in the gears, much to my annoyance. I'm very strict on myself, and I do consider that driving is a particular skill I'm good at. So I believe I can get the hang of it. And the kind of truck I'm learning driving is a Road Ranger, for those who don't know anything about trucks, which is the hardest gearbox to learn. So when they talk about double clutching in Fast and the Furious, that's what you actually use it for. You use it for truck driving, which is actually, you've got to slow everything down. That's one thing about truck driving that it takes a little bit of getting used to. It's just trying to get into that relaxed mode and slow it down, everything slow it down. So yeah, so that's one thing. I'm hoping to get Road Ranger, but short of that, if I'm really having trouble learning the gearbox, I'll switch to a Synchromesh for the time, and I'll get that, and then and I've also got forklift booked in, so then I'll just go get a truck job somewhere locally, I hope, so I can be around for Rona when she gets here, and I think she should be coming soon. I don't think she had a birth certificate correction, and then to get a passport, then I can do my stuff on my side over here. So be together soon. That's the plan. I don't know how much she wants me sharing things like that, but let's just say I will never complain about the Australian government's speed again. They are way faster than other country governments. So yeah. If you're wondering what I'm drinking, it's a beer. It's hot. Beer goes down well on a hot day. So, career-wise, yeah, so I'm looking forward to the new challenges of truck driving. Yeah, looking forward to the new challenges of that, and I enjoy driving, so I think it's something that I'll enjoy. And I also think not only deal with people all the time will be a good change as well. For the time being, I feel like I've helped everyone I can help in nursing. I've done my duty to the community. As far as my service to the community is concerned, I feel like I've accomplished that. I did 13 years in security. I did 8 years in health. I think you can say that it's okay for me to look after myself and my family now, which is why I've chosen truck driving. Truck driving in Australia pays decently, and you can raise a family on it. So to me, that's a good choice. And it's also a job that's in high demand, and it's a skill you're never going to lose. So again, there's some qualities there that basically go to its benefit. And later, I was also going to look at getting excavator and front-end load certification tickets. I feel like that'll make me a bit more available for different jobs as well. And we'll see what happens. I'm happy to go on the mines as a cleaner even, or someone that caters, whatever. Like, whatever gets your foot in the door and gets you up there working. That's the important thing, is getting up there and working. Not necessarily what job you're doing. That's fine. But for now, that's not my priority. My priority is to get this license and to move on. Start moving on and think about my family. And you never know, I might get a job that pays decently enough here locally for me that I don't need to go on the mines. But we'll see. I mean, as long as me and Rona can save and pay the house off and whatnot. So I'll be okay. I've got some savings, so don't worry about me. I'm not in dire straits yet. Like I said, if I have to push things along, I'll go for an easier thing just to get back out there and get back in the game. So yeah, but it's different, and sometimes different is good. And in this case, I believe it is. Like I said, I feel like I've helped everyone I can in nursing. I don't feel like I've helped as many people as I can help, and that's fine. If this is part, look, I look at it as it's probably God's plan. I don't understand it. I don't understand why things have happened the way they have, especially the time they've happened and for the reasons that have happened. But it is the way it is. I can say, actually, since leaving nursing, you wouldn't have noticed prior in other videos because I always had it covered up. But I was actually covered in like a lot of stress rashes, like some that just wouldn't go away. Like, yeah, and like it was like on my arms, on my belly, like on my chest, on my neck, like it was just everywhere. On my legs, even since having some time away from that, all that has disappeared. All that stress is just gone. So I'm actually feeling a lot better about myself. And yes, I will be optimistic and positive about change because I should be. All right, change is a good thing, and sometimes life. All I'll say is, someone brought up to me when they mentioned that your reasons for going to the mines should be your reasons, and it shouldn't be like forced on you in any way. But all I said to them is, life isn't fair, and we don't always get to choose our path and how things happen. But what we do get to choose is how we act after and how we think after. So as long as we're positive, as long as we've got a good attitude, well, that's a thing, positive, and as long as we've got a plan, things don't always happen the way you expect them to. A lot of times in life, you're never going to get that option is to say, I want to do that, then this is how I'm going to do it. This is how everything's going to fall into place. Nothing works like that in real life. That's just not real life. Real life don't do that. So don't worry about it. You just sort of roll with the flow, go with the punches, whatever you want to call it. It's just how it is. So yeah, and look, I'm looking forward to Rona getting to Australia. I know it's coming soon, and I really want you guys to meet her. All right, you will see. Me and her are we're perfect, So you'll see that. Right? I want everyone to see that. So yeah, and I'm going to take good care of her. I'm going to make sure everything's all right, and we're going to be good. Tongue tied. We're going to be good parents. That's the cat. Come here. Hey, come here. Come here, push, push. Come to Steve. Come here, Steve. Don't make me come over and get you. Where are you going? Girls, they make you do all the work, right? So, in other news, as far as Project Scooter is concerned, that is at the mechanic. It's not a priority job, and I have asked that it not be a priority job because Rona's not here yet, so it's not really. I've got my car, so I don't really need it right now. I can drive around in my car if I need to get somewhere. So, yeah, that's why it's not. There's no rush on that. So I'm not really stressed about that. I spoke to the mechanic today, and he said that he'd finished getting the main bits and pieces together. So it was just a case of assembling everything and then getting it running right. That he had a lot of jobs on this week, so good chance it probably won't get done this week, but it might get done next week, which is fine. Like I said, I'm in no rush to get it back. Obviously, I want to test it out and have some fun with it and see how it handles and see if it's like significantly different or just different once it's all working properly. One of the interesting things I kept nagging him about was like, oh, you able to check the brakes, because like the rear brake wasn't working properly, and I was like, pretty sure it needs new brake shoes, pretty sure the cable's, it's no good. And he was like, when I spoke to him about it, he's like, oh no, the brakes are fine. He says they were just seized. He says that the reason for that was because the bike had been sitting still for too long, and that had basically seized the component. So he fixed all that. So the brakes should actually be good. He said the brakes had over half of the pad at the rear, so there was no need to change the pad and pads in the drum. And yeah, so it was actually, the brakes were okay. To my surprise, I had no idea. I honestly thought they were. So I was nagging because I wanted to know if I had to go to town to because it's a half-hour drive to get to town, and I wanted to know if I had to go there to get parts from the shop, because there's a scooter shop in town, and they would have had the parts. And the guy there is really nice, so I was like, well, if I need to go and get parts, then just let me know, and I'll chuff off and get some parts. But he said, no, it's not necessary, it's fine. So that was a surprise. I wasn't expecting that. But like I said, by the time it's done, it would be like a new scooter. I think he stripped it right down and went through everything. So as far as I can tell, it should be like a brand new scooter when it's done. Plus the additional performance parts that should give it fix the problems it had. And anyone that's owned a scooter would tell you they don't have enough torque, and they're a little bit dangerous in traffic because they just can't get up to the right speed. So basically these components should fix that and make it quite fine in traffic. It shouldn't be anywhere in the local town that it should actually be a problem. I should be able to get around all of town. So when Rona gets here, she's got, start teaching her to drive. She gets her learner's permit, and I'll be teaching her to ride that. Then she can start using the scooter. If she gets a job, she doesn't have to walk nowhere. She can just take the scooter and off she goes. And that was the whole point of it. So why did I choose the scooter? Well, it was actually a pretty simple choice, really. My brother was selling it. And I thought about it because I was going to get her them electric bikes, pedal bikes. I was thinking of getting her like a 3-wheeler one for stability, and they had bigger wheels on them, so they could go. She could get to work, and they had like a cart thing on the back, so you could put like groceries and put a bag in it or something like that. So it would be convenient for her. But the scooter was cheaper, lot cheaper, And it would have been a lot cheaper had I not splurged and got a bunch of performance parts, but I Stevened it, so that's kind of why I did that. I mean, you know me, I'm a car guy. I'm going to do these things, it's just what I do, all right? So, yeah, so I beefed it out. But in all fairness, yeah, going up hills like the standard scooters, they lose power going up hills, which is a bit of a nuisance. And I imagine it's a nuisance for cars behind them. So, time I'm done, it shouldn't have any issue with that. Should be able to put my fat ass and Rona's ass on it. Sorry, I said that wrong. Should be able to put my fat ass and Rona on it and go somewhere if we wanted to. That's what I meant to say. That's but yeah. So my bad. I didn't mean to say it like that. That sounds so bad. I didn't mean to. It just meant that the vehicle would have no problem going wherever we wanted to go. So that was basically my reasoning for that. And the scooter was 20 years old, so parts were probably flogged out on it and needed to be replaced. For those who don't speak Australian, flogged out means worn out, broken, no good. Okay, so for those that don't, even though I think Australian is just English, we just lazy everything. So yeah. But yeah, no, I'm doing okay. I actually didn't want to make a video until I tidied the house up a bit because it's a bit messy. So I've been tidying the house up. Also, so that when Rona gets here, the house isn't fixed. Like she hates mess, so she's not going to be happy with me if the house was a mess and she get off the plane and the house is a mess. She'll be looking at me like, I'll be thinking, I'm sorry. Like, yeah. So, so getting there. Look, the other thing I'm looking forward to is not doing night shift all the time as well. So I've been doing night shift for about 19 years, 20 years actually. I started night shift when I was 19. I'm 39 now, so I didn't always choose night. I didn't choose night shift. It was just the jobs that I picked, and there were the shifts that were available. And all you think when you see something like that is, I can pay my bills. That's what you think. It's not necessarily I want more money, I want this, I want that. It's just I can pay my bills. So that's generally it. Look, if the truck driving has night shift, so be it. But I don't think it would be as much as what I've ever done in the past. So yeah, so there's that. And for those that don't know, truck driving is not a piece of cake. When you go from driving a car for 22 years to truck driving, I can honestly say there's some habits you have to change, and there's some muscle memory you have to change. It obviously does not happen overnight. Look, it's not easy, all right? Not initially. I think like my brother was telling me that it gets easier, and then it's like it's like driving anything. But when you're first doing it, it's not easy. Like you have to go back to school kind of, and like when you drive, it's instinctual. What change gear, do this, do that, and for like 22 years I've been driving. I've always driven manuals. I've never had an automatic car, so I'm used to driving manuals. But there's some things to get used to that are not the same. And so it's not just adjusting to a bigger vehicle, it's adjusting to different driving patterns and styles so that you were driving properly. And it's just one of those things. I'm hoping getting all the lessons I need isn't going to take too long, but it is what it is. I can't control that. So it is what it is. So that's basically been me. been chilling out, catching up a bit of TV. That's it. But for the most part, I've been okay. So anyone that's been worried about me or anything like that, don't worry. I'm okay. Nothing really else to say. That's about it, guys. Excuse me. Look, I don't really have anything else to say. I hope you have a good day, or morning, afternoon, night, whichever you're doing, and hope to see you on the next video. I only say that, but to be honest, I don't see anyone other than a camera, so it's a bit funny. Like it's a what's the word? But doesn't matter. And yeah, take it easy, guys. Take it easy. I'll see you next time. Hope you all do it well. Just know that you just got to keep fighting, and that's life. I know. I get tired of the fighting as well. Fighting for everything you have to get. But that's life. So if you really want to succeed out there, grind it out, we'll get there. Yeah. So take care of yourselves, guys.